Hi there. I want to show you one way that you could make stepping stone pages editable. So I have Google Slides open, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to File, and I'm going to change the page setup. I'm going to Custom, and I'm going to make it 8.5 by 11. Okay, and now they're the same shape as the stepping stones pages. I'm also going to click on these text boxes and get rid of them by hitting backspace. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is duplicate this nice clean slide, and I'm right clicking and hitting duplicate. Right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. So you could set up a whole week of stepping stones lessons this way. I'm going to stop there because I'm just going to work with one lesson right now. So I'm going to come over to stepping stones, and I'm going to make a screenshot. So I'm going to do that by hitting Control, Shift, and the switch window button. And I have to hold those all at the same time. And that will let me select whatever I want here. Okay. The switch window button is right above the number 6 on your keyboard. So now you can see I have a screenshot there. And I'm going to come to the second page of the lesson, and I'm going to Control, Shift, switch window. Okay, so now I have those two images in my downloads. I'm going to come back over here, and instead of inserting these as an image, I'm going to set them as the background. So if I inserted them as an image, students could manipulate the page itself and move it around, and we don't want them to be able to do that. So I'm going to select background, and I'm going to choose image. I'm going to browse. And here are my last two screenshots. So I'm going to select the second to last one because that was of the first page. And done. And there it is. And now I'm going to click on my second page, background, choose image, browse, select my last screenshot, open, done. Okay, so now I have 2 pages to work with. So you might have noticed that everything's kind of small, and it's going to be hard for us to work with and for students to work with this way. So I am going to change the view. Oh, and by the way, while we're in view, I already hid the speaker notes so that they don't come up. And I think that if you do that, then when your students open them in Google Classroom or however you're sending them, I think that the notes will not be there as well. But one thing that they will have to change when they open it on their device is they will have to themselves zoom. So I came to zoom, and I'm going to select 100%. I'm doing that for me for reading and editing, and then students will need to do that for solving. Okay, so of course I'm going to read through the lesson and think about what I want my students to do or not do. If you ever didn't want your students to interact with something or just wanted to leave something out, you could come to Shape and select a shape. I'm going to select a rectangle. Let's say I didn't want the students to do this part. Okay, and I could just put this over the text. It looks like the color that I had selected is this nice light gray color, which sort of matches the background of the book, but it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I do want the students to do this, so I'm going to get rid of that. And because I want the students to answer this, I am going to make a little text box for them. So I'm just going to make it about the size of the area that they would be answering their question in. And my font is sent to Arial 14. Okay, and that seems like it's a nice size font for students to answer. I'm going to put a 0. I initially put type here, but that just it was too long. And I think the 0 is a nice placeholder for students. They know that that's a place they have to type. Now, one thing that I might do is make this font blue, a dark blue, so that it really stands out for the students, and bold. And then also, I think, when I'm looking at this and correcting, it's a little bit easier to see. So now I'm going to select this. I'm going to copy it. So I hit Control C, and I'm going to paste it and pull it over here. Slides lines it up nicely for me. And I'm going to Control V again because I can see that I need to fill in more text boxes down here. And I can just keep hitting Control V. I don't have to hit Control C every time. And let's put one down here. Now, a little trick that can be helpful is to put your cursor over here and drag and create a box. And then you can copy that whole box and paste it and pull it over. Now, here's the kind of annoying part about that is you can see that it only brought over one little part. So I'm going to Control Z, Control Z. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm still learning how to do this in slides, and it seems like depending on where you grab it, it doesn't always pull the whole thing over. All right, you know what? Play with that. See if you can make that work better than I am. I'm just going to manually put these in again. Okay, and then I'm going to come to, I'm happy with this whole page, so I'm going to come to the next page. I'm just going to try that Control V again, and I'll just pull it up to the top here. Put that here, and now, oops, okay, keeps copying down at the bottom of the page. I'm going to put this here, and it looks like students are going to be writing an expression here, so I'm going to make the text box a little bit longer. I'm going to try that trick again. I don't know if it's just me, but Control C, Control V. This time it let me pull it over. Control V, and it's letting me pull it over. Okay, and I could continue to do that for this next row here. I could continue to, I can copy this and paste it. Oops, it's wanting to copy and paste the whole thing. But I can copy this, paste it in here, and finish the sheet. And it really doesn't take very long once you get copying and pasting. So sometimes in stepping stones, there's work where students are asked to draw something, or maybe a multiple choice, or circle something. So I really haven't played with this too much yet, but there are a number of things you could do here. For me, I'm not going to want to try to mess around with text boxes for all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and change the directions here. Let's see. I think I'm making this up right now. So I'm going to put a text box here and just say, I'm going to make this one optional. Now, I'm typing over directions, and that's not good. So let's go to fill, and we'll make this white. And now I can type over the directions, and nobody will see what's behind this box. This seems like maybe a lot for some students to ask them to do at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and you can make these any color you want. I'm going to put this in red so that they know it's an optional. And then I'm going to go ahead and put text boxes in here. Okay, so now for my text box, I am going to need to fill that. And I don't really know. You could put a 0 here, or you could put, there's more room here, so you could put type here. I'm sure everybody will have lots of good ideas about ways that you could format this. Okay. So now I'll name this lesson 611. And if I wanted to do a whole week, I could, just continue through whatever was my last lesson of the week. And now you can assign this to Google Classroom, and you can assign it individually to students. So when they complete it, they're not completing the original document, they're completing their own document. And then they can send it back to you, and you can correct it right there. I'm going to change this text color. I forgot to do that. Okay, so it is definitely a learning curve, but I found for me, I did a few days in a row, and once I got going with it, I kind of got on a roll, and it didn't take nearly as long as I thought it was going to. For me, the most annoying part is this not being able to copy and paste. I'm going to try it one more time. Control C. Let's see if we can get this whole row banged out. Ha! It worked. Okay, so good luck using that, and I hope that maybe this is a good option for you.